In the serene, ultra-exclusive enclave of Hillsborough, California, just south of San Francisco, a group of affluent women planned their 25-year high school reunion with meticulous precision. They envisioned a night of opulence, a showcase of their success in a town where understated wealth whispers louder than any shout. But they made one critical misstep. They overlooked the quiet black woman they once dismissed, not knowing she'd married tech titan Robert Chung and now owned their dream venue, a $50 million villa that redefined luxury. Revenge subtle and ice cold was about to unfold. Before we dive into this tale of justice and quiet power, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss stories like this. Now, let's unravel the journey of a woman who turned exclusion into the ultimate triumph. Picture a sleek, minimalist cafe in downtown Hillsborough, where artisanal lattes cost more than a worker's hourly wage. The air hums with quiet conversations, and every glance sizes up bespoke tailoring or a rare Hermes bag. This is where our story begins, with 5 women in their early 40s, impeccably dressed, chasing the glow of their youth. Lauren Whitaker sits at the head of their polished table, exuding the same authority that made her the queen of their elite private academy 25 years ago. Her ash blonde bob is flawless. Her tailored blazer screams quiet wealth, and her presence commands the room. She's swiping through her tablet, dismissing venue after venue, with the nonchalance of someone for whom money is merely a tool. Ladies, this reunion must be unforgettable, she declares, eyes fixed on her screen. Our 25-year reunion needs to be the event of the decade, something that cements our legacy. Her tone makes it clear this isn't for everyone from their graduating class. Her friends nod in sync, as they always have. There's Claire, married to a venture capitalist who funds half of Silicon Valley's startups. There's Vanessa, whose husband's fintech empire has her dripping in understated diamonds. And then there's Elise and Margot, whose role seems to be echoing Lauren's every word. I've scoured every venue from Marin to Monterey. Lauren continues, finally setting her tablet down. But only one place will do that breathtaking villa in Hillsborough, the one with the private vineyard and bay views. You know the one. The women exchange knowing looks, their eyes gleaming with ambition. They all know the estate featured in Architectural Digest, a backdrop for tech mogul retreats, the epitome of exclusivity that Hillsborough's elite crave. Isn't that place insanely expensive? Claire asks, already scrolling through photos on her phone. Lauren waves a hand. Money's no object. We're not scraping by like we were in college. This is about showing the world how far we've climbed. But here's the truth about Lauren and her circle. Their climb hasn't been as steep as they pretend. Beneath the curated facades, they're still driven by the same insecurities that ruled their high school days, measuring their worth by who they can exclude and who they can dazzle. While they plot their perfect reunion, let's meet someone they've erased from their plans, someone they never truly saw. Her name is Amara Thompson, and 25 years ago, she was the girl who sat in the front row of every class at their prestigious academy. She aced every test, but was rarely called on. She ate lunch alone under the oak trees, her scholarship status a silent divide in a school where wealth was the currency of belonging. Amara was black in a world of inherited privilege, her thrifted wardrobe a stark contrast to the custom cashmere and Prada bags of Lauren's clique. But what they never noticed was her brilliance, a mind that saw patterns where others saw chaos. While Lauren's crew obsessed over debutante balls and ski trips to Tahoe, Amara was teaching herself to code building algorithms that could rival Silicon Valley's best and dreaming of a future unbound by Hillsborough's gilded walls. One moment from senior year crystallizes who these women were. Amara won a national tech competition with an AI prototype that caught the eye of Stanford professors. The San Francisco Chronicle wanted to feature her as a rising star, a beacon of their school's academic prowess. but the administration buried her story. The school's glossy newsletter splashed Lauren and her friends across the cover for their charity gala, while Amara's triumph was relegated to a footnote on page 4 next to the recycling club's schedule. The message was clear: some victories mattered more, and it wasn't about merit. Back in the Hillsborough Cafe, Lauren pulls up the guest list on her tablet. It's a curated catalog of status partner at Goldman Sachs, owns a winery in Napa Second Home in Pacific Heights. Let's be strategic, Lauren says, her voice clipped. We want people who'll appreciate the villa, who get what we're creating. They scroll through names, tossing out judgments. Her, absolutely, she's on the board of SF MoMA. Him, yes, his startup just went public. What about her? I heard she's a judge now. It's less about connection and more about assembling an audience for their carefully staged triumph. Then Elise hesitates. Wait, what about Amara Thompson? She was in our class, right? The table falls silent. Lauren squints at her screen as if the name is a faint memory. Amara Thompson. Oh, the scholarship kid. Always had her nose in a book. Anyone know what she's up to? Vanessa shrugs. Probably a professor or coding at some startup. You know how those types end up. Claire chimes in. She'd probably feel out of place at a villa like that. It'd be awkward for everyone. Lauren's finger lingers over Amara's name for a fleeting moment before swiping it away. She wouldn't fit in, she says, her tone laced with the casual cruelty they've honed over decades. And just like that, Amara Thompson is erased from their reunion as easily as one might skip a song on a playlist. What they don't know, as they sip their $18 milk cappuccinos, is that their dismissal is about to unravel their perfect plans in a way they could never imagine. 3 weeks later, Lauren's vision hits a wall. Booking a $50 million villa in Hillsborough isn't like reserving a private room at the Battery. Every elite venue she contacts is booked solid or unavailable for private events. Lauren sits in her glass-walled home office, surrounded by rejection emails and glossy venue brochures. Her perfectly manicured nails tap anxiously on her desk. The reunion is 2 months away, and she's unraveling. Her assistant, ever resourceful, slides a photo across the desk. There's this extraordinary estate in Hillsborough. It's privately owned off the market, but I heard through a contact they might rent for the right event. Lauren's eyes widen. The villa is a masterpiece, a sprawling compound with a private vineyard, a glass-walled pavilion, and panoramic views of San Francisco Bay. She can already see the drone shots on Instagram, the hushed awe of her guests, the proof of her untouchable status. She calls the property manager immediately. A calm professional voice answers. Yes, the estate is available for select events. The weekend rate is $25,000 plus fees for staffing, catering, and security. Lauren doesn't flinch. Perfect. When can we view it? The following Sunday, Lauren and her committee drive up a private road lined with ancient redwoods. The estate, called Bayview Crest, is breathtaking, even from the gated entrance. The property manager, Evelyn, greets them polished in her late 50s, with the quiet confidence of someone who handles the ultra-wealthy daily. Welcome to Bayview Crest, she says, leading them through a door of reclaimed teak. Inside, Lauren stifles a gasp. The foyer is a cathedral of light, with 20-foot ceilings and floor-to-ceiling windows framing the bay. Polished travertine floors reflect chandeliers handcrafted in Murano. The main house has 10 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, Evelyn explains, guiding them through a labyrinth of luxury. The owners had it rebuilt 5 years ago. Every detail is bespoke. They pass a kitchen that could rival a Michelin-starred restaurant, a dining room with a live-edge redwood table for 24, and a great room where glass walls retract to merge with a terrace overlooking the vineyard. The outdoor space seals Lauren's obsession, a zero-edge pool that blends into the horizon, a sculpture garden with works by Rodin, and a private helipad discreetly tucked away. This is it, Lauren whispers, picturing her guests' envy. Claire is already snapping photos for her socials. Vanessa is mentally appraising the estate's worth. Elise and Margot stand awestruck. The wine cellar can host tastings, Evelyn adds, leading them to a climate-controlled vault with 1,200 bottles including a rare 1961 Chateau Petrus. The owners often share their vintage Krug for special occasions. Lauren pulls out her checkbook, ready to secure the villa on the spot. We'll take it for the weekend of November 10th. Evelyn consults her tablet. That date is open, but I'll need to confirm with the owner. They're selective about bookings. Of course, Lauren says, already drafting the invitations in her mind. When will you know I'll reach Mrs. Chung by tonight? Evelyn replies, still focused on her screen. She's prompt with decisions. The name lands like a thunderclap. Lauren's pen freezes. Claire's phone nearly slips from her hand. The group goes rigid. Chung Lauren's voice cracks. The owner's name is Chung. Yes. Mrs. Amara. Chung. Evelyn says, glancing up, puzzled by the tension. She's owned Bayview Crest for 5 years. A remarkable woman, very particular about her estate. Lauren's face drains of color. Her checkbook trembles. What was her maiden name, she asks, barely audible. Evelyn tilts her head. I believe it was Thompson. Amara Thompson Chung. She uses both names professionally, but socially goes by Chung. The silence is suffocating. Claire steps back as if struck. Vanessa's jaw drops. Elise lets out a faint gasp. It hits them all at once, the quiet girl they dismissed. The one they deemed unfit for their reunion owns this $50 million villa. The estate they've pinned their dreams on belongs to the woman they didn't even invite. Lauren tries to steady herself, but her mind is spiraling. How did Amara Thompson, the scholarship kid, end up here? Evelyn, unaware of the drama, continues. I'll call her tonight to discuss your event. She likes to know the details to ensure alignment with her vision. Lauren nods numb as the reality sinks in their perfect reunion now hinges on the approval of the woman they excluded. Before we reveal the most uncomfortable call in reunion history, let's trace Amara's path after high school. While Lauren and her friends chased social clout and strategic marriages, Amara built an empire. Her full ride to MIT wasn't just a ticket out, it was a launchpad. She immersed herself in computer science, her focus razor sharp, driven by the knowledge that this was her shot. While her classmates posted yacht photos from Santorini, Amara was coding machine learning models that would later underpin global payment systems. In her PhD program, she met Robert Chung not at a gala or a country club, but in a quantum computing seminar. Robert, heir to a $4.8 billion semiconductor dynasty, was unimpressed by Hillsborough's social games. He was captivated by Amara's intellect, her relentless curiosity, and her refusal to play the status game. They bonded over late-night debates about neural networks, not champagne toasts. Their love grew quietly rooted in shared purpose. When they married 7 years after graduation, it was an intimate affair at a Sonoma vineyard, no paparazzi, no society pages, just two brilliant minds united. Amara could have become a Silicon Valley socialite, a regular at tech summits and charity balls. Instead, she founded a consultancy that advised Fortune 500 companies on AI integration and taught graduate seminars at Berkeley. Bayview Crest was Robert's gift to her, a sanctuary for her work, and their close-knit circle far from the superficial world she'd left behind. Back to Lauren, who spent 3 hours staring at her phone, dreading the call she must make. How do you contact someone you snubbed after 25 years? Someone you excluded from the event, meant to flaunt your success. Someone who now holds the keys to your dream. She dials the number Evelyn provided. The phone rings twice. Hello, this is Amara. The voice is poised, confident, a far cry from the shy girl of their youth. Amara. Hi, it's Lauren Whitaker from high school. How are you? Lauren's tone is overly bright, dripping with forced warmth. There's a pause, calm, deliberate. Hello, Lauren. It's been a while. I'm well, thank you. Amara's politeness is a wall offering no foothold. Lauren plunges in. I heard you own that stunning villa in Hillsborough. Bayview Crest, right? It's incredible. Congratulations. Thank you, Amara, replies, her tone even. Lauren barrels on. We're planning our 25-year reunion, and we're obsessed with your estate. We'd love to book it for a weekend in November. Another pause, longer, heavier. Your reunion, Amara says slowly. And who's we, in this case, Lauren lists the committee. Claire, Vanessa, Elise, Margot, hoping the names spark camaraderie. Instead, each one underscores who was included and who was not. Sounds like a lovely group. Amara says, her voice cool. How many guests are you expecting? Lauren spills details the guest list, the Michelin-starred catering, the string quartet. She's trying to impress, but every word betrays how calculated Amara's exclusion was. It sounds very well planned, Amara observes. Very selective. The word is a blade sharp and precise. Lauren falters. Well, you know it's tough to track everyone down after so many years, she says weakly. Mm-hmm. Amara replies, her neutrality more cutting than anger. Let me think about it, Lauren. I'll get back to you. The line goes dead. Lauren stares at her phone, her stomach sinking. For 4 days, silence. Lauren checks her phone, obsessively torn between hope and dread. Is Amara busy, or is this a masterclass in restraint? Meanwhile, Amara sits in her office at Bayview Crest, the bay sparkling beyond her window. She's not plotting revenge or savoring cruelty. She's reflecting on the girl who was invisible to Lauren's world, on the slights that once stung, and on the woman she's become. She recalls the cafeteria snubs, the parties she was never invited to, the teachers who overlooked her raised hand. But she also remembers the liberation of leaving that world of building a life, rich with purpose, love, and authentic connection. She doesn't need to prove anything. Her life, her work, her marriage, her home is proof enough. On Friday evening, Amara calls Lauren back. I've considered your request, she says, her voice steady. Unfortunately, Bayview Crest isn't available for your reunion. I'm keeping that weekend for a private event with my family. Lauren's voice cracks. Is there any other date that might work? We're completely flexible. I'm afraid not, Amara replies. I wish you luck with your reunion, Lauren. I'm sure you'll find a beautiful venue. And that's it. No confrontation, no lecture, just a polite refusal that leaves Lauren scrambling. The committee settles for a private club in Pacific Heights, elegant, but a pale shadow of Bayview Crest. The reunion happens. Guests attend. Photos are posted. But the event lacks the jaw-dropping grandeur Lauren promised. It's fine, not iconic. Meanwhile, Amara spends that November weekend as planned with Robert, hosting a small gathering of friends in their vineyard, toasting to their shared dreams under a starlit sky. She feels no bitterness, only gratitude for a life built on her terms. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't revenge at all. It's thriving in a way your detractors can't fathom. It's having the power to say no and meaning it. What would you have done in Amara's shoes? Drop your thoughts below. If this story of quiet justice resonated, smash that like button and subscribe for more tales of karma and redemption. And remember, the people who dismissed you today might one day need you tomorrow.